Hello and welcome, and thanks for joining me once again for another Enjoy the Little Things in Life video blog hop. This month's theme is all about flowers, so I've decided to use one of my favourite stamp sets in the annual catalogue. It's Petal Palette. You get two stamp cases with one with the sentiments and one with the images. Stampin' Up has loads of options for flowers. It was quite hard to choose what I was going to do today, but I really love Petal Palettes, so I thought I'll dig this one out again and give it a go. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to do a no-line watercolouring image. So I'm inking up my Sahara Sand ink pad, and I'm just going to stamp off the ink a few times because I want a really light image on my shimmery white cardstock. So there we go, nice and light, a light impression there. Now what I'm going to do is I can put my Sahara Sand ink pad away. I don't need that one anymore. I'm going to use my aqua painter and my old olive and rich raspberry colours. Just squeeze a little bit of ink there, so I've got something to work with. Okay, so I might do the leaves first of all. And there's no real way to do this. I like to just sort of outline in the darker and then come back and colour it in with a bit lighter ink. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It is designed to be a watercolouring image, so it can be as messy as you like. It will all look good in the end. And the reason why we use the shimmery white cardstock instead of just your normal whisper white card is because it holds the water better. You could also use watercolour paper. I'm going to just clean off my aqua painter brush a bit and then add some rich raspberry to these beautiful flowers. So once again, starting with the outline. So that is essentially our image, all watercoloured. You'd never know that it was previously stamped on. It looks like I'm just the best artist in the world and I have made a beautiful image. So I'll just put that aside and we'll do our next step for the card that I'm making today. So next up, I'm going to be using some of our embossing paste. I love the embossing paste. Gives a beautiful amount of texture to the card. And it's quite a simple technique, really. So what I've got here is the silica matte, piece of Whisper White for the front of my card. I've got one of the masks and of course our paste and a little palette. So the paste dries really quickly, so we have to work quite quickly. Oops. Just need probably about that much on your palette and line up where you want to have your mask and then just spread it on. My kids always laugh at me when I'm doing this because they think that I'm back in kindergarten. And you'll notice I'm just spreading it on wherever. I'm kind of doing this kind of middle bit. And it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm kind of going for a bit of a rustic, rough kind of look anyway. So once you've finished with embossing paste, it's really important to wash your tools. So I'll just show you, I'll just pull this mask away, and what we've got left with is a really, I just smooth off the edges. We've just got a really cute little embossed image there. Okay, so I've got the embossed background done. I've cut out my watercolored image using the die from the Petals and More Thinlit die set. Now I pre-cut it out just to save showing you on camera, but it's just been cut out by my big shop. You will notice that this one was one that I did earlier. This one's a lot lighter than this one. So every time you're going to come out with a different image, and that's okay. It's just depending on how light or dark you apply your watercolor. Depends what look you're going for as well. So I'm up to assembling my card. So I'm just using thick Whisper White cardstock for my base here, and it's just an A4 sheet cut in half. Okay, I've got my embossed, and that literally dries within seconds. It's very quick. So I've got my little flower that I'm going to put down in the bottom here. I have pre-cut out some leaves. This has been cut out using the Frosted Bouquet Framelit die. Love this die. I use it quite a lot. I've used it as coral. I've used it for leaves. Just great for layering. Looks good in vellum as well. Okay, so I'm just going to layer it up something like this. I've also taken a die that looks like this from the Petals and More Thinlet dies, and I've cut it out with a piece of rich raspberry cardstock, and I'm just going to lay that down the bottom. I've cut a sentiment out from the petal palette set. I used the Best Wishes one there, and I've cut it out. I've stamped it with rich raspberry, and I've cut it out with this die from the Petals and More Thinlet die set. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to layer it together and kind of put it together like that. Okie doke. Now I'm almost done. I'm just going to add some, I have no idea what these are called. I will put it on my blog. Little clear bits for the flower. Oh, if I can get it off my finger. Best to use these with some tweezers, but I don't have any handy, so I'll just pop them on there, and I'm just putting them in random spots just to add a little bit of something. And the last thing that I'm going to put on the card is a little bow. I'm just going to use one of my glue dots. Oops, got stuck to my finger. I'm just going to put it somewhere there. I love this linen thread. It is just gorgeous. There you go. That's completed my card. So it's very girly, very simple, very effective, and of course it's all about flowers. So thanks for joining me again this time, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.